What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today I'm going to talk about it. The DC Defenders opening game of the season for the UFL. The DC Defenders, who are defending their UFL championship win from last year, goes down to their arch rival, the St. Louis Battlehawks, in a game that we got our first opportunity to see the 4-point field goal from distance. McCrane set up there and kicked a 60-yarder to get the first ever 4-point field goal in any football game. And it was quite amazing to see that now that a team get rewarded for kicking for distance. Now, I will say this. If the NFL does adopt this rule, I see them bringing it back to the 65-yard line. I think that the NFL feels that there are a lot of guys who can kick accurately at 60, but I think that they feel that the accuracy will be more worthwhile and more problematic if they try from 65. So I think that the NFL will try the 4-point. I do feel that they will try the 4-point field goal, but I do feel that they're going to bring it back 5 yards. It's not going to be 60. It's going to be 65. But this game was a huge game. I mean, the defenders came out. They had a very good drive at the beginning of the game. They kicked the 4-point field goal and seemed like they were ready to defend their UFC championship title win last year. But as the game went on, we started to see a lot of things happen. Offensively, for some reason, they didn't seem like they were on the same page, even though everything is pretty much the same from last season. They didn't seem like they were on the same page. They didn't really seem like, it seemed like they were more rusty more than anything else. And we even saw a few players on defense get into it towards the end of the game. But just from the outset of the game, it kind of sucks not seeing A.J. McCarron quarterback the St. Louis Battlehawks, as we still have Jordan Ta'amu, because he doesn't go by Tiamu anymore. He's Jordan Ta'amu. It's very weird to not see A.J. McCarron quarterback in the Battlehawks, especially when he was such a good quarterback for them. Not only for them, but he was also a very good face of the league, because he was one of the few quarterbacks that was known when it came to the UFL. So that was something that was missed, that was sorely missed. The fact that A.J. McCarron is not the Battlehawks quarterback. But Jordan Ta'amu come out, like I said, first series, came out seeming like he was on point. As the game went on, Jordan Ta'amu turns into what I coined the UFL's Kirk Cousins. He will get you wins and things like that. Again, he was successful in getting us the championship, but he will have his turnovers. He will get a lot of sacks. Which is something that just drives me crazy about Ta'amu. What we're seeing, we're starting to see the decline in Abram Smith as the starting running back. So that's something that is going to be problematic down the line. And we also saw, we didn't get many changes. Ty Scott was out there, didn't catch a lot of footballs. We seen Seth Williams, the talked about receiver from out of Stanford. So that's going to be something that is huge as the season goes along. But on defense, we don't look as good on defense right now. And we returned practically all of our starters on defense. So the fact that we're not looking cohesive at this point is worrisome for me, especially as we go into the season. We're actually going to see an NFL quarterback in the next game. So that's going to be something big. The Battlehawks came out looking good. Silvers, their quarterback Silvers came out throwing the ball, running the ball. They were very successful in running the ball with former Green Bay Packer running back Howard. But he wasn't a known guy. But it will be good to see more of these former NFL players get some burn, get some opportunity. It would be nice to see more of the names come over, because we did see a lot of the names 2 years ago and this past season. But we do need to see more coming through. In fact, Dallas, the Gamblers, actually have Taco Carlton on their team. The Gamblers are actually going to probably have the best defense this season when it comes to the UFL games. But it's starting to get more and more popular, and we're starting to see a lot of things happen. Again, the two more popular teams currently in the UFL are the Defenders and the Battlehawks. And like I said, they've built this rivalry. The moment the XFL came back and the Battlehawks came in, for some reason the Defenders and the Battlehawks had an immediate rivalry that goes on. And basically the Battlehawks and the Defenders are kind of like what the old Dallas Cowboys and the old Washington franchise, what their rivalry used to be. So that's what we got going on. It's maybe more of a 49ers Cowboys type of thing, where it's like they're in the same league, but they fight each other a lot. So but it was a very good game by the Battlehawks. They did really well. They ran the ball well. They played defense well. I think they got Tamu on 2 picks. I think they got 2 picks and like maybe 6 or 7 sacks. So the Battlehawks played very well in this game, and they're now coached by Ricky Prohl, which was very strange as well. They should not, because now Beck is now coaching the Orlando Storm. I think they're the Orlando Storm. He's now coaching them. That seemed kind of strange too, to go from Beck, Andy Beck, sitting up there coaching the Battlehawks for so long, and as one of the coaches that's been part of this rivalry for a very long time, to see him no longer with the Battlehawks. And for what we'll see is him now coaching the Storm. We're going to see how that works out. Again, this was something that I talked about a long time ago in regards to the players getting the opportunity to stay with the teams that they had played for the seasons before. And we're seeing that continuity all throughout the league at this point, which I'm very excited about, because it keeps fans interested in these games and in the league, because of the fact that, you know, they deal with the familiarity. Whereas at first they were going through the issue of they would have guys on teams, and then the next year all the guys would be somewhere else. So now the fact that there's continuity in recognizing players who play for your team, that's a big deal. Like I said, at this point now, there are things that we're starting to see. Like I said again, Abram Smith, we're starting to see him decline now. He's not the back he was 3 years ago. He's not the back he was 2 years ago. So we're starting to see his level of gameplay diminish, and they got Valladay and Jackson actually as the running back committee. But we also know Abram Smith for having slow starts anyway. Normally he'll have a slow start in the first probably 2 to 3 games, and then he'll pour it on late in the season, and that's when his workhorse ability starts showing up. But we are starting to see him decline some. So we'll see how it goes as the season goes on, how much he'll really be the starting running back. I think Jackson took the job from him, Deion Jackson, is now the starter. But we'll definitely see how much this goes along as the season keeps progressing. And what's going to happen now is that because we've lost this first game of the season, we now got to make up ground. The next game that they have is against the newest team, the Columbus Aviators, with their new starting quarterback, former NFL quarterback Clayton Tune. This is the type of quarterbacks and players I expect to see in the UFL as the years keep coming on. Clayton Tune was one of those quarterbacks out of that 2023 draft. Yeah, 2023, the Bryce Young draft. He was one of those quarterbacks out of there. He was a quarterback that people thought would actually go in the first round, and I was one of the people like, I don't think he'll be a first round quarterback. But to now see him getting an opportunity to play quarterback and play in the game with the UFL, we might actually see the Columbus Aviators be problematic, because if he does play very well, he has an opportunity that when the spring league season is over, he can actually find himself on the NFL roster. So with that, it's good to see that guys like that are making a way to it. If Anthony Richardson doesn't find a way to stay in the league, or teams don't pick him up immediately, I think Anthony Richardson should also try the UFL. I think that his big game ability, and not only that, I think he'll have more coaches that will be accommodating to really developing him. So, but I mean, the NFL provides that too. But it would be nice to see more guys eventually trickle down to the UFL and then trickle back up to the NFL, because we've seen that too. The UFL season is over at a certain point, and then at that point, NFL training camps aren't really starting up. They're doing like their OTAs. So their season is over. The OTAs are starting, and there's an opportunity for a lot of those UFL players to get on their prime example. Turpin. Even though he was USFL, but Turpin got the opportunity to get onto an NFL roster. So many guys who come from this league actually do well. So it's good to have the UFL back. It's good for some familiarity. It's good to have for Washington, D.C. to have some winning football back in the area. So with that, I want to know what y'all opinions are. How many of y'all saw the first game of the season? How many of y'all are still not quite there with the UFL? Y'all tell me in the comments below. Again, like I said, DC Defenders go down to the their rival St. Louis Battlehawks in a game that was very hard fought, 16-10. But we'll definitely see how the next game goes. The next game is the Columbus Aviators with their quarterback Clayton Tune. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and it's been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.